Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go? Joining us today, my name is Jake Gill, host of Live Music Nation podcast. Today, we are with David Siegel from the ENT Center of the Arts on the campus of the University of Colorado Springs. Is that correct?
Exactly. Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely. David, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up and how did you get into the performance arts industry?
Yeah, I grew up here in Colorado Springs. I hated it, couldn't wait to get out. I'm a fiddle player, and
Oh,
uh,
there we go.
and just wanted to be where the action was happening. So moved to New York City, did the music thing out there for a bit, and realized, there is great art happening all over America, including Colorado. Colorado Springs happens to be a really nice place to live, great access to the outdoors. So at some point it had enough with New York and this attitude that like great art only exists in big cities.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do something about that and move back to Colorado Springs. For the last 10 years was running a charitable foundation that supported arts organizations in the region. And then moved over to the venue side of things at the ENT Center for the Arts at UCCS earlier this year.
Awesome. Awesome. So not only can the man grow a fantastic beard, he can play fiddle and he moves back home to do what he loves back home. What did you do in New York? What kind of music did you play?
Yeah, little little bit. I played whatever somebody would pay me to play, as you do. A lot of classical music, really. So my degree is classical violin performance, but played a lot of jazz as well, and really got more into the like country bluegrass side of things after leaving New York.
Yeah, yeah. You're going on my list for fiddle players. Like that's just you're gonna get a call one day, David. And you're gonna be like, hey, we need a fiddle player in Denver. Can you drive in?
Tell me when.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about the Center for the Arts. Tell us about its role in the communities, and then we'll talk a little bit about the events.
Yeah. So the ENT Center is unique on the campus of UCCS in that we explicitly serve both campus here and also the community. So the ENT Center, we have three main performing venues: a 750 seat auditorium, sort of 300, 400 person black box theater, and then a 250 seat uh, acoustically excellent recital hall.
Oh wow, fantastic,
And
fantastic.
we also have classroom space. So the theater and dance programs and the music programs here at UCCS reside in the ENT Center. It's a great opportunity for students to work alongside professional artists, perform in professional venues, so that when they enter the world and are out there gigging and taking shows, they know they're ahead of their peers. They know how to operate
Yeah.
in a
Can,
professional setting.
can you operate those three facilities, those three separate entities at the same time?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's
Fantastic.
that's the design of the building.
Yeah.
So I feel like collision is sort of an overused word at
Sure.
this point, but yeah, it's audience collision. It is a student recital happening in the recital hall and a world-class touring dance company in the large theater, and they share a backstage area. So that student is watching what
Yeah.
world-class professional dancers are doing to prepare in the green room to go on stage.
Was that by design or did that just happen?
Absolutely by design.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely by design.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Tell us some of the shows you have coming up this year.
Yeah, so we have two artistic programs in residence: a professional theater company and then a contemporary art gallery. So that they're producing uh, most of our ongoing programming.
Mhm.
TheaterWorks is the theater company. They have a bluegrass musical called Lumberjacks in Love, which opens September 15th and runs through early October. All of the performers in that, all of the actors in that show play their own instruments. So
Oh wow.
the performers are the band there. Uh,
Hmm.
and then the gallery has an exhibition by a local um, Native American Native American artist who is really nationally renowned. His name's Greg Deal.
Okay.
Sort of looking at the role of Native communities or the interaction between Native and colonizers, and what that world looks like now. Gosh, hundreds of years on.
For sure, for sure. How do you decide what touring acts to bring in to serve not only, like you said, the community, but your student residents as well?
Yeah, the educational component is huge for us, and we're looking at groups that can offer, or I should say, it's an easier sell when a group can offer a genuine academic experience. And I think that's more than just a master class. It's spending a week with our students. One of the shows we're working on coming up is a cabaret performance with a devised theater artist named Martha Graham Cracker. And Dito is that artist's name. Dito will spend a week working with our students on pig iron theater and devised theater, and then move into the cabaret performance.
Sure.
Similar, ODC Dance was here last year, company based in San Francisco. They spent a week earlier in the semester choreographing.
Oh, wow.
Setting a work on our students. So anytime there is a genuine, student connection beyond kind of the canned masterclass, then we can, that checks both boxes for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's have a little fun for just a second. Because you did spend some time in New York and around the Broadway scene. What's one Broadway play or Broadway musical that you would love to bring, past or present, to UCS?
Oh God. Let's go with The Band's Visit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I thought that was sort of a deep cut, admittedly deep cut.
Yeah.
But the ripple effect of sort of the way that show looks at geopolitical issue. Well, one, it's just a great piece of theater.
Sure.
But also incorporates geopolitical issues, incorporates a strong music component, sort of music education component.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado Springs is a big military city. So and in fact, we have the Air Force Falconers are based here, so a really strong military band program.
Yeah,
I think that there's just a lot of community relevance there, and relevance for our students.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, like great art.
Yeah. Okay, dead or alive, musical actor, musical artist, who would you like to see at the center?
Dead or alive? Cheeseball answer. Let's bring Johann Sebastian Bach.
Oh, there you go. Wow, I've never heard that. You're the first. Yeah.
Brilliant artist.
Yep.
Interesting, sort of religious, non-religious background, all based on deep understanding of music theory and counterpoint, and that's the basis for all other, like when you go to you start a theory education working on Baroque counterpoint.
Yeah.
And like there's nobody better, so let's get it from the source.
Wow. And that explains greatly why you just said that, because you do there at the end have the opportunity to serve such a wide community, but you really keep it focused on educational and opportunity. And I'd have to think that as a student in high school or community college, someone that came in and looked at your program from an educational and opportunity standpoint, boy, you guys knocked it out of the park. I'm sure that you don't have a problem recruiting your next generation of students because just talking to you and the mentality that you have, it is very, very, very student and opportunity focused, and that's incredible, which is really why your facility exists. Like you said, it was designed that way.
Yeah, I mean, it has to start with the students, and it has to serve the broader community. So if it only checks one of those boxes, there are other venues that do that.
Sure.
Our sweet spot is academically relevant, and you want to come to the theater and just have a good time, like be entertained. So if you're coming for a snoozy college lecture, like that's not going to do it either.
Right. Absolutely. Fantastic. David, thank you so much for giving our listeners a little different perspective on some of the other venues that are out there in the theater realm, and especially one that is centered in the Midwest and really has taken that opportunity to educate the community as well as the students there during the college. So I think our listeners will benefit from that greatly, and hopefully you can. Well, how would a prospective student go about learning more about your programs in the center?
Yeah, well, generic answer, but check out the website, entcenterforthearts.org, centerforthearts .edu. Sorry, Center for the Arts, entcenterforthearts.org, UCCS.edu. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or come, if you're in the Colorado region, just come visit us. The lobby's always open. Let the front office know you're here, and I'll come down and say hi and take you backstage and show you around.
Fantastic. David, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for giving us a little perspective about what's happening there on the campus of the University of Colorado Springs, and good luck to you guys. Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of